Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. We all like theorising on ambiguous endings for movies, and at first glance, Late Night with the Devil doesn't look like it has an ambiguous ending, and officially it may not have an ambiguous ending, but if you look at the movie again, it might not seem very straightforward. The ending that we got looked like Lily went fully possessed and killed everyone around her, and at the same time Jack fell into this sort of hypnotic state and he was seeing things like the cult members that he was apparently part of, him getting the job at the place where he works, and then finally seeing his wife and his wife saying to him, "Put me out of my misery." And by putting her out of her misery, he was killing her, but at the same time he was actually killing Lily. So when he came out of his state, everybody was dead because Lily killed everyone, but he accidentally killed Lily, and then that was the end of the movie. And when you look online at the reviews for this film, you see a lot of people saying really liked the movie apart from the ending. The ending didn't make sense and the ending didn't really fit with the rest of the film. And again, if you watch the film more than once and you really look deep into it, then I think the ending has a deeper meaning more than what we actually saw. If you look back at the hypnotist and the skeptic Carmichael, he does hypnosis on one of the crew members, Gus, and not only does he do hypnosis on Gus, he actually does it on the rest of the crew and the audience. If you look at us as part of the audience as well. So he's doing hypnosis on everyone and he manages to fool people that worms were coming out of Gus. And when he pulled Gus out of that hypnotic state, he was asking everyone, "What did you see?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we saw the worms coming out." So he was trying to prove that Lily was not possessed and that Lily was just fooling everyone. So that's what he was trying to do. He's trying to prove that anyone can be fooled if they're easily manipulated. But if you remember, Carmichael actually had a bit of a problem trying to get Gus out of this hypnotic state. He had to do it twice in order to get him out. And if he had to do it twice to get him out, then it's possible that he didn't get Gus out of that hypnotic state at all. It could be that possibly Lily is the one now controlling this hypnotic state. Seemingly everyone was out of this hypnotic state, but if you look at Jack Delroy, he was already easily manipulated by Lily because he kept on hearing his late wife's voice through Lily. I believe that Jack was already susceptible to Lily's hypnosis because he was very vulnerable, and at the same time his wife had just died a few years prior or a year prior, and he was still kind of desperate to get back on top and being one of the best hosts. I believe that Carmichael wasn't able to get anyone out of that hypnotic state after he put Gus and everyone into that state. I feel that Lily took over because inside there is something in there, something evil within Lily, so she was able to take over that hypnotic state, not just with Gus, but with everyone. And by doing so, Jack went into this deep hypnotic state and he was able to see his wife, etc. And then when we see Lily killing everyone on the stage, all the crew, I don't think that was actually Lily doing that. We thought it was Lily because that's what we were led to believe. The crew were led to believe and the audience were led to believe. But I feel that if we ran the tapes back, we would see Jack actually killing everybody and not actually Lily doing it. And in doing so, he's accidentally killed Lily as well because he saw his wife in Lily and he's killed her thinking that it was actually his wife asking him to put her out of her misery. It was almost like a build-up of Jack selling his soul to the devil, metaphorically. With everybody being hypnotised, nobody knew that it was Jack that was killing everyone on stage, of course. So all the audience ran away thinking this girl was actually possessed because that's what she made everybody believe, that she was actually possessed in the way that she done what she done, like she started floating, she was slitting people's throats, and everybody was just running away screaming. When all this happened, after it all unfolded and Lily did die, you heard the sound of sirens in the background, so that could be police and ambulance, and we don't get to see the very end of it, so it left it to the audience's imagination. Did Jack crack and kill everyone, or did Lily actually do what she done? I guess we'll never know, but if they did show the end of the film, they could have shown the police coming in, taking the tapes, and if the tapes were not destroyed, which they could have been, but if they were not destroyed, we would get to see on screen, like they did in the film, they rolled the tapes back to see what actually happened. Gus didn't have the worms coming out of him, but again, that was still part of the hypnotic state. But if they ran the tapes back at the end of this film, we could see that Jack was the one that was doing all the killing, but because they didn't show that, then I feel that they left the ending very ambiguous. I think a movie with the quality of Late Night with the Devil, having the build-up that it did, and then having the ending that it did that felt so different to the rest of the movie, I feel like the makers of the film did want to leave it kind of ambiguous and make us question what was actually happening at the end of the film. They don't make it very clear, and if you watch the movie for what it actually is and for what you saw, then it can be confusing. I think that's why a lot of people online are saying it was a great film until the very end of the movie. I didn't really understand the end, or I just didn't like the end of the movie. And that's understandable, but I feel like there's something deeper than what we actually saw. And I think if you want to play games with the end of the movie and make it ambiguous like I'm doing, then I think you might enjoy the end of the film more than if you're watching it at face value. So I'm not saying my explanation for the end of the movie is actually the official end and explanation for the film, but that's the way I interpreted the end of the movie. But how did you interpret the end of the movie? Did you see it for what it was, or did you want to add some extra layers to it to feel like there's something else at play here? Leave your comments down below, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back! See